Alright. No, I had to fit something. Half spinner. Hey, how you doing, man? My chat wasn't coming up on Streamlabs, so I had to reset it. But now I can see you. So I'm just waiting for everything to load back up. Or to work on this guy. Once I get the camera to load. Very cool. There we go. Alright. As things finish loading. My goodness. Alright. Let's get my palette up and running. Now I'm not showing any viewers. Okay. All right, folks. There, now it's updating. All right. Welcome, welcome. I think we got all the bugs out. Welcome to Miniature Monday. My name is Casey. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys had a nice weekend, guys and gals. Coffee's here.
Coffee.
Hold on one second. Thank you, sweetheart.
Yep, see ya.
Coffee delivery. Gotta love that. Coffee. Gotta have it. Alright. I think I'm ready now. This new Monday stuff is throwing me off. I need to add more putty work there, maybe. So, alright. So, on Saturday's stream, yes, coffee is sanity. Coffee is sanity. You gotta have it. Keeps me going. Saturday's stream, afternoon stream, which was a new one for me, which I really enjoyed. We got the base coats on the skin and everything. Pretty much the skin's done on this guy. We used that with the airbrush. And then got some work done on the base here. So we're going to add some sand bits here. But tonight I'm pretty much going to use... I don't think I'm going to use the airbrush or not. I might. I need to paint the scales and then his fins. I'm tempted to use the airbrush, but I don't think I want to. I got some new brushes today. Bombwick from Monument Hobbies. Also partnered with Creature Caster, which also does the paints that I really like. So I thought I'd try out their brushes. And I also got their the Gentastics Drunken Brush Goop brush soap. And I got some other stuff in that bin, but I'm not going to show it off right now. So let's try this out. That chariot half spinner, is that the yes. Why is there tape on here? I can still hold them together. I hear it is fantastic. Much better than the Masters, which I love. the Master's Brush Cleaner. I really love this, but I heard this is so much better. So we thought we'd try it out. And it's all from Creature Caster / Monument Hobbies. And I really enjoy their paints. So I thought I'd give their brushes a try. I hear their brushes are really good. So haven't had any issues with their products. So I'm really happy. They say to clean it off really good before you start. It had oh, it lathers up really nice. It smells like a sandalwood soap, so it's not a really strong smell. So I'll just clean it up really good. So all I'm doing is just adding water, clean water, and just making a lather like you would with your hands, and just working it into the bristles. I like it that it's a screw top. They have two different sizes of these. They have a small one and a larger one. All right. I am still not sure what I want to do with this guy. What I want to do with his fins. I kind of want to make them going up into purple. But I'm not sure what I want to do with the scales. Probably like a dark black. Yeah, let's do that. I kind of want to keep him more dark colored. I was told he looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon because of the colors of him, which I really like. I like that movie, so it's pretty cool. I'm undecided of what I want to do here. I'm liking the way he looks, but I kind of want to add more color to it. I don't know. I don't know. Let's do this. Yeah, he needs more color. I know he does. He needs like purples and stuff, but I don't know where to put the purple. I want to add some purple and some green to it. I just don't know where. We're gonna work on the back plating, so I want kind of like we'll do a dark purplish gray. So we're taking dark umber, some dark gray, blue, and some purple. Not for the fins. These I'm thinking of doing it more brighter. I'm talking about the bone plating. He's got this big bone plating on his back, and he's got some on his forearms and his knuckles. Dark gray blue. So we'll just mix that all together. This whole model here and that I'm working with, it's just experimenting with colors and just having fun. Yeah, that gives me a nice purplish tone. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. Almost kind of like a lilac looking color. You know what? I want to use that for the fins. Switching things around here. We'll do it for the fins. This more paler, a pale color, keeping the base coat and all the other mixes, the dark gray blue, that was the base coat for the skin, but using that in all my mixes keeps it all together. So we're getting a nice lilac, dark lilac type color here. So I'll paint this on all the webbing, the fins and such. And I'm going to make this darker. I think I'm going to go with a darker, like a black almost. Not pure black, but like a dark, have the black mixed in with the dark gray blue. I kind of want to do a bone, but I think that would be just too bright. I think if I'd go with the black, just make it darker, will be better, because we'll have more lighter color on the fins. So, I'm just talking out the paint scheme here, how I want to do it. Oops. I'll probably even put some pink in it for you. Half spinner, that'll make you happy. What about your chariot now? The Slanesh one that you showed me? Yeah, pink. I don't recall. You're working on your chariot. Saw that new bots for Age of Sigmar coming out this weekend. The one with Skaven and Flesh Eater's Court. Yeah, that's a good idea. That model looked very you know, you wouldn't be able to reach the areas on it. Oh yeah, you think so? I like it. I like that set because it's got all the big monsters and war machines for the Skaven in that set. Hello, Moisture Baits. How you doing? Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah. I always liked the Skaven. So. This one little spot right here is a bit hard to get. That's what's nice about with the... Good to hear. That's what's nice with the Reaper bones is they're bendable, so you can... Like this one, I couldn't get underneath the fin, so I just moved it to get underneath it. Well, congratulations on getting through your first model. Now you're ready to have some masterpieces. Once you get, you know, you did that first hurdle of starting it, and you move past it. Everything else is now will be much better. Each model is a learning piece. Always compare your painting to your previous model. So congratulations on getting through your first one. Next one will be even better, and then next one will be even better than that. Yep. You know, you can buy Reaper Bones models. They're really cheap, and they're great to practice on. Or, for that matter, go to Walmart or Target or any store like that and just buy a bunch of those cheap, like go to the dollar store and get like a bucket of army men or a bucket of dinosaurs and practice on those. Yeah, I had a bunch of those, and then when my kids were young and they wanted to paint too, I just like handed the boxes like, here, pick out what you want, and gave them some paint and some brushes and let them go at it. They'd sit there and paint with me for about 15-20 minutes or so, and then they're like, okay, I'm done, Daddy. Hand me the model, and it's like all coated in different colors of paints. But they enjoyed it, and they got to keep it, and they went and played their own little games. So Yeah, some of those Bretonians I'll have to add to a bots of of practice models. Most of them are in good shape. With all the extra horses, those would be great for painting classes on how to paint horses. So, or cloth. So just now we're on to the brushwork on this model. So we're just base coating the fins with this kind of like a dark lilac color. It's a mixture of dark gray blue, purple, and dark umber, so like dark brown. Yeah, Stormcasts are fun to paint. Let me know which ones you get. Yeah, the Drift Riders are awesome. Those Daughters of Corn models, those will be fun to paint. So definitely let me know if you get any more of those. Oh gosh, 3 of everything. That's crazy. I was very tempted to ask you about that those Deepkin models that you had sitting there. Very tempted. Close. But I think you said you already had a buyer for them. Those would be fun to paint and like. Yeah. I'm sure they are. Stormcast. Also, let me know if you get any more Night Haunt or Death stuff in general. I don't. My daughter doesn't need a whole lot of stuff, but if you happen to get another black coach, let me know. And I know she's listening, so she's probably jumping up and down the other room. See? More color. Very cool. No hurry. It's just if you happen to come across them. Yeah, I think what I'm planning with this, making it just lighter, like going into a lighter lilac, into magenta, and like pink at the ends. There's little chin whiskers here. Yeah, I'm getting there. Jeez, you and your pink. Yeah, I know I already got the blue. I'm working the purple. I gotta work the pink in there. Patience. Patience, Mr. Pink. Yeah. There's a well-known painter, Vince Ventrilla. Wonderful painter. Those are his favorite colors too. It's pink, turquoise, magenta, and purple. And he was doing a lot of Daughters of Cain, and throughout all his armies, you know what colors he likes. He likes those three main ones or variations of those. Yeah, if you go onto YouTube and type in Vince Ventura, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, or even if you go on to, he posts them in the Hobby Hangout Facebook group. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to meet him at Adepticon. I really like his videos. So he's a very good teacher. It's kind of a no-nonsense, straight to the point. Once I get the base coats on this, I'm going to do some shading washes to speed this up. So I'm hoping to get this pretty much done tonight, or close to it. Moisture Baits, are you still in here? Are you working on any stuff right now? Ah! And that's how you fit something, if you catch it fast enough. Just use the old swipe of the finger. Never fails. You're painting and then you think you get everything and you rotate it and you find that you missed a spot. Never fails. Yeah, that'd be great. When is that competition again? I'd have to pick up a model. Unless you got an extra one. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Yeah, I'd be down to that, painting it up and then donating it somewhere. to a good cause. Oh, okay. Over in Wisconsin. Ooh. Oh, we have to buy it there, huh? Really? Is that what it was? That's a bit of a drive. Yeah, I'm in. When does the competition start, and when's it end? Okay. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Till March 27th. Okay. I'll definitely have to have it finished before then, because I think March 27th I'll be out of town for Adepticon. So I'll definitely get that to you sooner, before then, and then you can just ship it back or whatever. All right. So we're waiting for that to dry. We'll go ahead and do the bone plating. So once again, I'm using my base coat, dark gray blue. Dark gray blue. I'm going to add some dark umber into that. About a 1-to-1 mix. We'll add some black, coal black. There we go. I don't normally mix it all together right here. When I usually take from I make a separate pool and I pull from it, but I have an idea how this is going to look, and I have a lot of area to cover, so I just wanted to make a dark, not quite black, but like a dark gray, or black, gray, black, brown. Very cool. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that. We'll do the bone spikes and all the teeth and claws the same color. I have listened to audiobooks. I do enjoy them. Sometimes I'll have movies or like streaming movies or TV shows on, and with that case, it's usually ones that I've seen so many times or whatnot, or not really care to get distracted by it. It ends up being kind of like background noise for the most part. I was watching like TV shows and movies that I've never seen while I was painting, and that was kind of hard because I'd be sitting there painting and I'd look up like, oh, that's cool. So I'd sit there and start watching the show, and my paint would dry. I wouldn't get a whole lot of work done. So. Audiobooks, I've tried doing that, and it's the same thing. I start listening, like, oh, what was that? And I get distracted by it. Just putting music on, and it's not too loud, but just enough that I can just kind of hear it. It ends up being just background noise. And it just helps me relax and get in the groove of painting. Yeah. Because sometimes I'd be sitting out, at night watching TV, and I'd try working on stuff. But it's kind of hard to do that out in the living room. Not the best lighting. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's my wife's. The living room is her studio. She's got all her. We don't have a whole lot of space, so that's where she does all her art stuff, is out there. This might have to take this to a third day. 'Cause now that I'm painting and looking around it, it's like, oh, there's more detail. Very cool. So it's really how far I want to take it. How much detail I want to add into it. But I do like that I got the majority of it done with the airbrush, so I'm each time I'm using the airbrush, I it's slowly progressing and getting better at it, and starting to do more unique things with it. It depends, but yeah, I'm starting to do. Usually it was just the priming and then maybe a base coat, but now I'm starting to do more highlighting and shading with them. But I'm also painting larger models, which is so much more rewarding, especially with the airbrush. But yeah, if I was doing large like armies, using that airbrush to get the majority of the cut of a lot of the base coats and shading and stuff done is great. And then just going back with your brush to do some detail stuff, pick out some certain details, and then then you're done. Yes, with the airbrush. But I kind of like the idea. I mean, I was doing that a bit where I was thinning the paint to a wash consistency, very thin, through the airbrush. I was doing that on my Army of the Dead for Lord of the Rings, all the spirit hosts. I'm filming that, so I'm making a video of that for my Patreon. And those are starting to come out really nice. And now I'm just going back in with the brush and just painting darker colors for the deep shadows into it. And then all we gotta do is a few more highlights on them, and they're done. They're not within arm reach. They're at the other side of my room right now. I really like this paint scheme on here. And I might use the same on those Daughters of Cain. Make them look like a dark elf drow. A lot of people paint the Daughters of Cain brightly colors, which doesn't make sense. They're dark elves, so they would be dark colors. But they have like magenta and pink hair and everything. And what little bits of clothing they do have is mainly metal. getting back into War Machine and Hordes too. I want to do the Legion of Everblight. They're like a dark elf faction with a bunch of dragons and creatures with a bunch of teeth. And I always wanted to do one with this type of paint scheme with these colors. The dark, deep blue turquoises and purples and such. Trying not to wipe off the paint here. For them, an orange would be really cool, but not a whole lot. Just like very, like thin line would be really cool. Like on like war paint on their faces and stuff. Well, adding war paint would be really cool, like a bright orange, but you don't want to go too much. So if I were to do like orange markings on him, like on his gills, I could do that on his gills. Even his eyes, I can make them a little bit, have that a bit of orange glow at the top, so it looks like it's radiating. Because he reminds me of a very, you know, dwelling down in the dark depths of the sea, and he would have kind of almost like luminescent eyes. God, I don't know how to do that. Because he's got like 3 eyes on each side. Yeah, Deepkin. Yeah, he's very Deepkin like that. Do you have a buyer for those Deepkin? Because you had a lot of those, and those look really fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, really? Well, maybe they're just not being played right. I like the idea of them. They're kind of like a... I don't see the point of them. I don't like the idea that they're order. It would have been nice if they were under the... Because they're soul stealers. They need the souls to live. But they're not like a death... They're like Walking Dead, almost. Because they came back from the dead. I'm just trying to paint where the eyes are just to darken them. Give me some contrast right now, but I'm going to make those much brighter. All right. Looking around, make sure I got all the areas. Sure enough, yep. I got sidetracked and I forgot to paint this forearm here. What is that? What's the video? Is that the was that from the your battle report with Arctic Gaming? Ooh, that looked weird. Oh, okay. There we go. Now we got some color on him. Now he's looking cool. Alright, we're going to do some shading with some washes here. Alright. So, for the fins and everything, I want to do a first wash of the Colia green shade. It's a nice turquoise. So we'll do a sample spot and see if that's darkening it or not. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's dark enough. What's up with my... Seems like my internet's some issues where it's stopping. Not dropping any frames, but I just noticed that it's stops for a second then starts up again. So I'm going to use the same shade and paint some of the dark recesses on the muscles. Just a few areas. And I help define... Shoot, I forgot all this. Alright, switching gears back. I forgot to do his leg plating here. Nope, that just completely covered up the purple. I don't like that. Alright, we won't go forward with that. Sorry about that, I was off the camera there. Yeah, I put that turquoise on there and it completely covered up that purple. Bad idea. That's okay. Sometimes you have an idea in your head and thinking that it'll work, and then you try it out and it just doesn't look right. We'll go ahead and start highlighting up that those fins. So we'll use bright ivory into the previous mitts that I have here on my palette. Oops. And I'm not going to mix it all in together. I'm just doing just slowly adding that color just to lighten it up. Kind of a lighter lilac. Try saying that 3 times fast. Same on the gills here. Highlight here to his whiskers. Call him his little chin beard. Chin whiskers here. music's gone. What happened to my music? Where's my music? Music froze. There we go. Hold on one second. There we go. Sometimes that happens. It's just the player freezes up. All right. Grr, arg. So I'm just doing little lines to show the web membrane. There's little dash marks. Bringing it to the edge where I want it. That's where it's the end of my brush stroke. That's where the majority of the paint's going to be. So if I was painting a darker color into the shadows, I'd push the brush with the paint up into the shadow there. Let's get the bottom part of these gills here. Excuse me. This is a synthetic, the new, I just got this, synthetic from Monument. It's a bomb wick. I don't normally paint with synthetics because they always curl. The tip always curls. But got this tip of how to do it. As you're painting, you do a few strokes and then you rotate. You just slightly turn it and do some more paint and then rotate. That way it's from the pressure, it's not causing the brush tip to curl. It's always keeping it straight. So you can pick up a bunch of synthetic brushes, like when you're first starting out, or just, for your base coats and things like that. Cheap selection of them up at like Walmart or any hobby stores. But yeah, rotating that, it's always keeping it the point there. Nice little tip that I learned from Slow Fuse Gaming. I'm like, hey, that made sense. So I pass it on to you people. Yeah, it's one of those tips like, oh, that made sense. And because now I want to use more, with that, I want to use synthetics because they're not as expensive, and you can use, like, keeping your nice, having Kolinsky brushes for very fine detail stuff. So. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Green stuff Necron bases? Is that the... You made a green stuff stamp for them? Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah, I've seen those, and those look great with the rollers. I picked up some stamps, like rubber stamps, for green stuff bases from Sudoku, I think it's the name of it. And you roll the green, the modeling putty over your base, and then you just put the stamp on it. I have a model here that I did that with one of them. So this is just a lipped base, so it has kind of a it's got a lip that you can put putty in it and smooth it out where it's leveled. And I just put some just had the green stuff in there, smoothed it out, pressed down the stamp, lifted it up, and it gives me some really cool cobblestones. Yep, that works too. But yeah, I haven't tried those, and those look really cool, those rollers. I got a few of them. Like cobblestones, some like brickwork, things like that. Yeah. Yeah, those look really cool. And basically that's what you would do. You would do it like a cookie cutter type thing. The rollers, they're hard to use. Yeah. Is it because of the tackiness, the stickiness of the green stuff? Who that? JC Rod. Thank you. Thank you for the cheers. Welcome. How you doing? Yeah, I could see that. I think you're supposed to do it in, smaller portions because the green stuff starts hardening up. Painting Father Dagon? Dagon? Joggin? Yeah. We'll get a different type of putty. Good to hear, JC Rod. Good to hear. Try some milliput for that half spinner, and that you could cook, you could bake it, and it would harden. You'd have a longer working time with it. I think it's milliput. Not so much milliput, not milliput. Epoxy strop. Milliput I find difficult to work with because it seems too chalky and breaks. That's like the plumber's putty. I couldn't get I can never get that to work for me. What's that at the tip of there? Here. Ugh. We'll just move your fin here so we can get to the fin below you. Add some highlights in there. Noobzilla 99, thank you for the follow. Welcome. That is a great name. Noobzilla. Great name. Welcome, welcome. How are you tonight? Or today, wherever you are? It's tonight for me. We have a new night. Instead of on Tuesdays, we're doing Monday, Miniature Monday. And we're keeping Wednesday. That's the Whip Wednesday type of thing. Same night, same time, I mean, on Wednesday, 5:30 to 8 now. And we got a Saturday afternoon, so I'm changing up some of the schedule. Keeping it fresh. Seeing what works. So far, I'm digging it. So. Working on a lovely little sea creature here from Reaper Bones. Reaper Miniatures, the Bones line. Continuing working on him from Saturday's stream. Did all the skin highlights and shadows with the airbrush on that one. And we're just doing some brushwork, finishing off the details. If you have any questions on miniature painting and such, go ahead. Feel free to pop them in the chat. Don't feel like you're interrupting me from painting. I'm just sitting here painting and have no problem answering questions or just talking in general. If you're working on any hobby stuff at the moment while you're watching, listening to me ramble, go ahead and let me know. Love to hear what you folks are working on. Where I was. There we go. We're just building up some detail here on the fins. This lovely creature has like 3 eel type tails. These big miniatures are fun to paint, but they can be kind of tiresome because there's so much detail, or there's just so much to paint. But they're definitely fun to paint. Definitely worth trying at least once. Do some techniques that you don't normally get to do on the smaller ones. Make great centerpieces. speed this up a bit using the side of the brush instead of the tip. Just dragging it across the detail here. There you go. A little flick action here just to get the lines here on the tip of the fin. Be neat, but not neat type of thing, so not worrying if I get a little thicker there, that's okay, because the next layer will be a little bit brighter. And still gives it that impression of the ridges in the fin. Very cool. Is it real easy to work with? I find sometimes like the green stuff in general, the blue, yellow needite, it's really hard to work with. The brown aluminum modeling putty from Privateer Press, I like it. It's really nice to work with. Yeah, needite, yeah. Pretty much the same thing as Games Workshop does, but they add more price to it for very little. You can get, is it like a big tube similar to this size of red and yellow, blue and yellow? Is it like roughly this size of tube, or length of a tube with the two parts in it? It's not like a ribbon, it's like they're big chunk cylinders. Oh, 3 feet squares. Wow, that's different. You lie. You lying liar. Who lies? Well, you use a lot of it. I know you do. Was it like 12 watts? 15, 12 watts probably? I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good, for that much, for that price, is very cool. That's good. And the container it's in, it keeps it fresh too. The other ones are there like little plastic cases, or if even that, they have like a plastic wrap around them. They just dry out. That's definitely something what I've always wanted to do, learn to do, is to sculpt 3D with the modeling putty and stuff. You starting up another bots for me? Bots for Casey. Another box of goodies for Casey. Yay! Yeah, I was sitting on the couch last night with the bit bots and going through. I was like, ooh, this is cool, this is cool. I need to go through that and make an actual playlist. That song is just, it gets too loud and it's throws off my groove. Almost doing kind of a dry brushing type thing, just dragging the brush. It's still wet on the brush. Not quite wet brushing, not quite dry brushing, but I'm just doing the side of the brush across the ridges on the tail here. And then we'll add white, because the bright ivory is an off-white, so we'll add a little bit of white into the mitts here in a minute to make that a little bit brighter. Make sure I have it all the areas I want. All right. All right. So we want to make that a little bit brighter, so we're going to use the bold titanium white, which is very pure white. A very bright lilac color. So we just go more towards the edges, This will be a little bit quicker because I'm not doing the whole area. I'm just doing smaller bits. Same here on the gills. So I'm going like this, just making little dash marks to give it that texture. So this is concentrated more on the raised. Well, that's good to know. So like on the gills and stuff, it's like curving up. So I'm concentrating more of the brighter color near the top of the curve and to the edges, you know, near the center of it. Keeping those darker colors in the recesses here. Because he's going to be sitting like this. This bottom part of his fin won't have as much lighting, but I still want to add some to it near the center. Same on this side too. So just like regular layering, it's like a pyramid almost, where you start with your base coat and you build up your highlights smaller and smaller, so you get that point on like curved areas. It's the same idea. So you're just building from a dark to a light up to the midpoint of the, I think it's called circumference. Those big old technical terms. So where it rolls up to the point that's catching the most light, that's where you want the brightest point of your paint. Your brightest highlight, I should say. and I could go over the same area, closer to the edge, going more towards the edge with the same color, and because the paint is thin, it's building up those layers and it's making it brighter. He's gonna win with our competition. He's psyching us out. Well, where is he? He needs to come watch the show. Trash talking from afar. Yeah, no, that's understandable. Family time. That's all. It's all good. I was chatting with him earlier. I'll mess with. I'll send him some texts later on Facebook. No, it's still. His kids are still awake, so it's all good. He was showing me some work in progress of his. What's the name of that guy? What's the model that he's working on? I want to say Magnus, but I don't think that's right. Oh, it is Magnus. Okay. Yeah, it's looking really good. He was asking me what I was going to enter into Con of the North. I'm like, I won't be able to attend. But now I'm thinking about just kind of popping up there to enter something, just to mess with him. Kind of what I did last year. I just went in there and entered stuff and then kind of walked around a bit and came back the next day or whenever after the painting contest. It's an interesting one. It's not judged by judges. It's kind of like a voting from the participants at the convention. They walk by and they vote on which ones they like. Yeah, it's for a painting competition like that, you can go in and not do a lot of technical stuff because a lot of people won't know how difficult that was. Like let's say do a night with all freehand heraldry. People won't know that was all freehand. They just oh, that's just part of the model. Or if you have like really cool OSL, effect or non-metallic effect. Usually if they're judged by painters and stuff, they know those techniques and they've seen those. As you know, a vote to the public, it's really unique in that sense. So I was telling him, I was like, you know, go for the wow factor, you know, make it really pop and bright. And that works. Yeah. I don't know why people say that airbrushing is cheating. All it's doing is making painting easier. It's not cheating. I'm not going to sit and paint this all up and blending it with the brush because it's going to take me hours. Where within a few hours I was able to get beautiful skin tone on them really quickly. Same with the hill troll I did. All that skin is with an airbrush, and then I did a couple you know, the basic, and not the stars and everything, that's with some washes, but the basic skin is all airbrush, and then I added some washes over it. But the shading and the highlight, that's all with the airbrush. No, I don't understand that argument. It's like, oh, using an airbrush is cheating. Okay. I didn't know that there were any rules to not do it. Cheating in the sense is, you know, game-wise, if you weren't allowed to use a certain piece and you still used it, or if you fudged the dice and you moved the dice or moved the pieces when you weren't supposed to, that's cheating. Using a tool to make a task much easier, that's not cheating. I don't understand that mentality. Once I got the hang of how to use it and work with it, I'm loving it. I'm getting, you know, I wouldn't have been able to get all that shading and highlight in that amount of time with a brush. It would take me 2-3 times the amount of time, you know, of doing that, and I would get frustrated. It's like, this is taking too long. I want to do something else. And that's what happened with that hill troll I just showed. I was trying to do the skin tones. I was trying to do the skin tone with the brush and all the shading and everything, and I was getting frustrated with it because it wasn't coming out the way I wanted it. Then I tried it with the airbrush, and I was able to, you know, messing around with the airbrush and trying different techniques that I've seen and never really tried, and he turned out really great. I'm enjoying it. He looks awesome. I'm happy with it. So we're gonna set him up here. Yeah. Smog. See if I can reach him and not break anything off. talk about a big miniature. I haven't done any of the highlighting on him yet, but all the skin tones I did with the airbrush. But yeah, he is a very big model. There's his head, body, arms, and legs. The tip of his tail, the connection broke off, so I gotta redo that. But there's his tail. Yeah, job done. But yeah, I would never have attempted to try working on this type of model if I wasn't comfortable with the airbrush. I'll be I need to set some time aside to finish him up because he's close to being done. Over there for now. What time we got? 7:30. We got a half hour. No, he's further down on the line. I'm working through getting some commission stuff done, so. No, he's there. I'll be working on him soon, don't worry. In some cases I was rushing through it and I was making mistakes. I was like, no, I want to go back and fix those and take my time with it. It's one of those you really don't want to, those type of models you really don't want to rush through. You want to take your time and do it justice. Because it's such a large model and it has so much detail. Griever has his own big model that he needs to work on. I haven't heard an update on that. He got a big, one of the large models of Deadpool. I mean, it was huge. It was about like that tall. But and that was a couple weeks that he brought it to me and showed me. It had a lot of he wanted to know how to fill in the cracks, how to fill the seams and everything, and I showed him with the Vallejo plastic putty. This is awesome. So I showed him how to fill in the seams and where the joints connect. And I think last week he said he got those in the mail, so he was happy for that, so he could work on that. I'll have to send him a message and see how he's doing with it. I know he's working on his High Elf Blood Bowl group right now. That's what he was doing last week. Yeah, he messaged me yesterday and asked if I was going to be down at the source for paint day, but I was over at Village Games playing some games. So. He wanted me to assemble and prime a bunch of scenery pieces for him with the airbrush because he doesn't have one. So I need to finish that up for him real quick. Won't take me long. I just need to put them together and prime them. So the scenery from the Kill Team set. So real quick and easy. Oh, you feeling unloved? Oh, really? So it is true. You feel unloved because he's so close, but he doesn't talk to you. Yeah, I haven't talked to Puck in a while either, so. I'm sure I'll hear from them when they're ready to start planning for Renegade. Be like, KC, you still want to do that stuff for me? We need it done in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's always fun. See, you definitely feel unloved. No one wants to play with you? No one wants to talk to you? I would, but I've got too much stuff going on this week, unfortunately. In fact, I'm trying to stay in the house as much as possible and not go out and get distracted by going to the, even to the store, so I can concentrate on what I need to do at home. Got a lot of paperwork stuff I gotta do for taxes and all that fun stuff. Well, you have all those other armies. It's like, hey, you need to try a different army. Try this one out. What you should do is switch armies. So you're playing the Necrons, and he's playing the other one, your army. That'll put a nice spin on things. We already done that. We already did that, Casey. Very cool. Ooh, fancy. Fancy stuff. So do you just put them up for sale on Frozen North, or is there other websites that you post your sales? Okay, so different Facebook groups, not just Frozen North. Okay. I was trying to suggest that. It's like, if you're not doing that, you need to. Yeah. Well, because it's not local and everything, so. Is it just Warhammer stuff that you get? Or is that all that you're interested in doing? Because you know it? Like Games Workshop stuff. Yeah, so Games Workshop, Forge World type things. Yeah. On those groups, is it mainly people are looking for unpainted, brand new, or are they looking for, nicely painted armies or models? I guess it depends on what group you're going at. So I thought of doing that, just picking up, when new armies come out, buy some of the stuff and paint them up and then sell them. Yeah. Okay. I was just wondering if you've seen, people's like, I'm looking to buy a nicely, would be interested in buying a nicely painted army. Because I used to paint stuff up and sell it, but I'd sell it on eBay. And that's always a hit and miss depending on the models. But if I were to get like buy a brand new bot set that just came out and painted up and then put it up for sale. Yeah. Like a new starter set or something, and paint that set and then sell it. Wonder where would be the best way of doing that, because I know eBay it's hit and miss, and usually you get kind of scoffed at for doing that. You get, lowballed for that sense. Yeah. Yeah, it really depends on, one, the models, the game and everything. where you do it. I guess I could do it through my own page and say, hey, I've painted up these models. Don't need them anymore. I just bought them for the sake of painting. If you're interested in them, they're for sale, type of thing. I think it would probably be easier just to do it that way. Instead of going through an auction or a selling group, just sell it through your own page. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You know, like models that I painted. Like I painted these up on the stream. If you're interested in them, they're for sale here. If you like the look of it and want to add more, you can commission me for it. That'll work too. Yeah. That whole lot that you had there sitting on the shelf, you said it was like a 2,000 point. Is that all one set available, or is it kind of piecemeal? Ah. Well, how much of that is left? Did you say it was 30 guys, you said? Ah, I see. I see. Alright. I think that's it for that color. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I was doing that where I was selling off a bunch of stuff that I collected, and usually it's people they only want like 1 or 2 pieces from it, and you just want it gone. No. Yeah. So just adding a little bit more white to that to get a very pale lilac color. Just really brightening up the areas here. It's chin whiskers. Alright, well, it looks like I will be continuing with this wonderful guy on Wednesday night. which is fine. I think what I'm going to do before then, so you're not sitting here watching me highlight the same thing over and over again, is I'll go ahead and highlight the majority of the scales, but I'll keep one area and show how I do that. Yeah, he's looking really cool now. So like what I'll do is I'll highlight this and an arm and the legs, and then keep one area blank and do that on Wednesday, so you folks can see how that's done. And then some of the other areas I'll do like off the stream. So we can finish him up on Wednesday. But yeah, he's starting to look really cool. I like the look of it. Yes, I do. So we'll just go ahead and do quick little highlights with this white near the end of the fins and such. May or may not. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it tonight, though. That was cool. And as usual, you can always watch the VODs of the shows down below. At any time. And certain ones I do download and add to my YouTube channel. So I'll do the whole set of this guy and put him up on YouTube. Yeah. When's your next battle report? I need to figure out what I want to do for the Lord of the Rings one for him. Would be a cool one. I don't know if I'm going to show him how to play it or see if I can talk to my friend Zach that I was playing against yesterday, and I'll be playing on Sunday. If he would be interested in that. Cool. Slaanesh versus Sylvaneth. Ooh, very cool. I bet Heidi's really excited for the new Flesh Eater's Court stuff. That was like her first army that she had. Well, death in general. I need to get $1,000, not $1,000, 1,000-point Age of Sigmar army painted up, because he keeps bugging me about that. Yeah. Which ones do you have besides Slaanesh? Iron Jaws, huh? I hear they're kind of what, you know, you just run them in and smash face. There's no real other techniques, but that's orc. That's an orc technique for you. You just run them in, and they sit there and they smash face. I did like the newer Stormcast, the wizard that came in the new set. I do like them. What little games I played with them, I really liked. Much better than the original Stormcast. Cool. Yeah, because I've played Stormcast mainly. That was the one I've played for Age of Sigmar. I played some Skaven when I first started, and I liked them. They were still flavorful to play. That was pretty much. I kind of played Death, but I played against Death. I really liked the Flesh Eater's Court look of them. The Night Haunts are really cool. Yeah. If it's more of the newer stuff, then I would be interested in. Very cool. I'm sure. Yeah, because my daughter has the a Death Army, and then I got some Night Haunts for her. She hasn't even had a chance to play them yet. Kept asking her, she's like, "You want to play a game?" No. Maybe someday. Alright, just adding these final highlights here. Yeah, I think so. She enjoys painting too, so she was painting. It has been a while since she's painted with me, and a few weeks ago she was doing that, so. She came with me down to the source for painting day a couple times. So the last couple weeks, the weather's just been really nasty on Sunday. So, and yesterday I was gaming, so which I haven't done in a while, and I'm enjoying getting back to playing games. All right. Well, when your son gets old enough, you never know. All right. I'm definitely liking the way he's looking now. So I'll add some more highlights to him later. To that scales and stuff, so we'll see. We'll see if I can get some work done before Wednesday on him. So. Yeah, me too. I ate earlier, now I'm hungry again. So that's why I'm stopping at 8, so I can actually eat at a decent time. And it's 8 o'clock. Alright, everyone. Closing up my palette. Thank you all for coming for Monday's edition of Hobby Paint and Chat. Thank you all for coming in and hanging out, listening to me ramble on and watching me paint. So, you have a good night, and I'll see you on Wednesday. See you later, Half Spinner. I'll be back Wednesday night, 5:30 Central Standard Time to about 8 o'clock. So, same time, same place. And also Saturday at 3 p.m. in the afternoon to about 5:30. So, all right, everyone. If you haven't already and love to keep up to date of when I'm streaming, go ahead, click on that follow button so you are up to date. Also, if you want to see some more of my other projects and see what I'm working on, go ahead to my all the social media links down below: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. My website, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and see if there's anyone else on right now, and we'll go raid them and have some fun. All right. We'll go check out Jacket Club's painting. He's a really nice guy. So, hold on one second. Let's get that going. Typing it in wrong. Hold on one second. Make sure I typed in his name right. I think I know that's how we do it. Alright, we'll head on over there. Alright, you guys have a good night. We'll talk to you soon. Let's go see what he's doing.